This fucking phone, man. Ahoy! I need a name for like this little interim when I start a live stream before people come in that like only people watching the watchback are gonna see. It's like a very specific Twilight Zone. Man, I gotta figure out the lighting in here. No, that's worse. Let me see if this one helps. That's not the worst. This isn't terrible, right? Very light, very dark. Ooh, no. Light and then dark. I know my directions. Hello! It's not morning here anymore. I did say I was gonna stream this morning, but then I sat on the couch with the dog and watched some movies. And it was great. And then I showered. Are you proud of me? I'm in the Doctor Who skirt I made. I do plan to do a gathered skirt video soon. Once I get my head on a little straighter, that's like top 2 or 3 on my list of things. Seriously, man. Hi, Jeanette. How are you? Yeah, showering should not feel like such an accomplishment. But goddamn, I got out of bed at like 7:15 this morning. Very proud of myself. I have made a boozy, hello! I did make a probably too boozy cup of tea. It's cinnamon apple tea with orange brandy in it. Well, brandy liqueur. It's not liqueur. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. I took bartending classes. I should know, but I also took bartending classes from 2 people that lived in northern Massachusetts and had the thickest, I guess like, not quite Merrimack Valley accent and not quite South Boston accent. It's very specific speech pattern. So I always hear like the guy bartending or bartending teacher saying liqueur, and something about the way he said Drambuie makes me laugh. It's a funny name to begin with, but and his accent in particular always made me laugh. Yeah, that's it was like the last bit of the bottle where like you don't want to split it between 2 drinks and make it really weak. But I did finish off the bottle, and it's probably a third of this mug is liqueur. I don't know. Can you type out the phonetic pronunciation of how you say? Because it's not liquor. There's too many U's and E's. It's basically orange brandy schnapps. Because I mean, schnapps can be so many different things, and that's more fun to say. I do have some stuff I need to sew. Am I gonna sew it right now though? I don't know. Maybe I can trace out some patterns. I'm trying to figure out what to work on. I think maybe I'll save the sewing till I can like sit and focus and knock it out. It's the face masks that I tried to do in the live stream I did a couple days ago and tried to film the process of. But they're also not like medical grade masks, so I don't know. I'm not adding anything new by making a video. Though, if you want to see how to make like pretty basic mask for yourself, I would recommend going to check out my friend Grant Scoville's video. He has a Crafting with Cocktails out about that, and he did it with really cool looking fabric from New Zealand. He's been doing some Twitch live streams, and he had a whole story about his adventures on a cruise ship to New Zealand and Australia, like early mid-March while all of this was getting ramped up. So it's a riveting tale, and I'm just glad he's home safe. Yep, the tea bag is still in there. I don't tend to leave it in. I hate it. But yeah, boozy drink is delicious, in case anyone was wondering. Yeah, like I said, I was gonna live stream earlier this morning, and then I didn't. I watched Amelie, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. It makes me feel really good and comfortable with just being the weird kid, and the fact that I found my match in a weird kid of a partner. We're both weird kids. And yeah, I appreciate the storyline. Rob, I don't know if you're watching this at any point, but I was talking with Rob earlier about how I love Amelie because very, very many reasons. That's not how that should work grammatically. For many reasons, but especially because it's not a story of like some woman being the weird kid, having a big imagination and stuff, and not feeling adequate and feeling like she needs to change things about herself to like find the man of her dreams. No, she's just as weird, and then finds like an equally oddball dude. And then they're just weird at each other, and it's magical. I love it so much. I highly recommend that movie. I used to describe myself, where I was like, if I can describe everything about, not everything about me, but describe myself in 2 movie characters, it's Amelie and then Charlie in Paper Heart. Which I've had people be like, oh, that's real sad, but I don't feel that way. Also, I don't identify with Paper Heart now, but like when I saw it when I was like 20, I felt it so hard. Yeah, I should rewatch it and see how I feel about it. I like Amelie even more now, where I liked it before I met my partner. Met my partner and we watched it together. We both feel very strongly about the movie, and now it still holds a lot of meaning for me, and I enjoy it more every time I watch it. Some people can't get down with subtitles. For me, I actually appreciate it. I haven't seen a lot of foreign films, so like subtitles aren't something I'm super familiar with. But yeah, it's in French and there's subtitles, but it makes me focus more. Like I'm not dicking around on my phone because if there's talking and I'm not looking at the screen, and like it's narrated as well, that movie. So if I'm not looking at the screen, then I'm missing stuff because I can't just hear them say it. So it's helpful. I find that very helpful. The other French movie I've seen, and is the only subtitled movie I can think of. I mean, you can subtitle any movie, but only movie in a different language where I have to have subtitles on, is The Science of Sleep, which is also kind of like a buck wild movie, but I like it. I've only seen it once. I would like to watch it again. One of my very best friends showed that to me and was like, I think you're going to like it. And what a surprise. She knew me very well, and I love it. But if you have any like non-English movies that you're a really big fan of, let me know. I would really like to watch some, especially coming up here, because it really got me out of my own head watching that subtitled movie. Because like I said, I can't be dicking around on my phone, so I'm not getting like news blasts or worrying about anyone. I just like, I'd pause it to chat with a couple people, and then get back into the movie. So yeah, I want more subtitled movies because it makes me focus in more ways than an English movie does. God, this chat does not you guys, the actual like interface. It really doesn't show when people are saying things unless I have my giant fucking hand on the screen. Okay. Oh, hi Lily. Ooh, I bet it would be fun to watch a movie that I'm really familiar with, but in a different language, and like watch Star Wars, but in German. That sounds really fun. Oh man, I put a lot of brandy in this. It's like the perfect temperature right now though, so I want to like continue consuming it. Oh, I did actually watch, I need a tissue. I can feel myself like rubbing my nose a lot. I did watch, it was Finding Nemo in German class in high school because the teacher went to Europe, like they went on a German trip. That is the biggest regret of my teenage years. Well, there's many things I probably regret, but the one thing I would go back and do is go on that German trip because I had a job at the time. I think I had 2 jobs at the time, and I thought it was my duty as an employee to not take a 17-day school trip, and it would have been like less than $1,000 round trip for 17 fucking days in Germany. And I didn't do it because I felt like I owed more loyalty to my job. And what a surprise, a week away from me being eligible for benefits at that job, and insurance and bonuses and a pay raise, they cut me down to part-time. So fuck me, I guess. Yeah, that's me being very naive. And I get annoyed with my work ethic sometimes because like I will throw everything into a job that like just doesn't treat me very well. I'm better about it, but at the time I was like, no, if I work really hard, they'll like acknowledge that and show their appreciation for how hard I'm working. It's not how that works. It's how it should work, I think, but not how it works at bigger companies. But yeah, man, that was my big regret of my high school years. I didn't date anybody before I was in my 20s, so I don't have any relationship regrets other than some people I hung out with friend-wise. I wouldn't make the same choices, but that's a conversation for a different time. Anyways, man, my teacher went on the German trip. He went every year, and he brought back like a DVD player he had hacked to have different region codes because Europe has different DVD coding in it than we do in the States. It's a different region code. It's supposed to help with distribution and stuff. I don't know. I think it's bullshit. I have hacked DVD players before to watch British DVDs. And that's how I first watched Spaced, because it wasn't available here. And I had a friend that very kindly gave me a box set of the whole series. But yeah, that German teacher brought back Finding Nemo. It was called Findet Nemo. And yeah, we watched it in German because like the language in it is pretty basic because, kids movie. There's not like overwhelming dialogue. And just the wording is very easy to understand, I guess. So yeah, that was a really good way. Like watching a kids movie like that was a really good way to pick up on the words that you knew. Oh, that's great about the Japanese imports. I did watch, I think it's the Japanese version of The Grudge. It's called Ju-on, I believe, like Juon. It may be 2 words. And I remember, yeah, seeing that. That was subtitled. I watched that in high school. Aw, Sam is here. Oh, you guys are cute. Vampire Girl versus Frankenstein Girl. I need to watch all of these. Panty Man? Holy shit. This is incredible. Oh, that's great. Oh, life is an Autobahn. I love it. Yeah, that's still something, like, I've heard anecdotally from people that, like, I know that Autobahn is the word for highway there, but there's, like, a part of a highway. I don't know what the interstate infrastructure system is like in Germany, so I'm completely talking out of my ass here, but there is, like, the Autobahn, and you can go as fast as you want. I don't think there's a speed limit. It's probably just like a small section that's on a straightaway in some part of like rural Germany, but It's like a legend, and that actually comes up like every couple of years. Someone talks about it. I'm like, is that real? I've yet to look it up. You know, one of those things. One of those things you just take at face value and are like, sure, that probably exists. God, I would love to go to Germany. I don't know when that would happen. Although flights are really cheap right now, I need to get a new passport. Mine expired last year. It's almost been expired for like a year. Also, yes, I rubbed my eye, but I haven't left the house since Monday. So, like, I'm not going to worry about it right now. Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's like, there must be a country that exists that doesn't have a drinking age. It's just like, no one binge drinks like they do in the States because there's not that, like, novelty of it. It's just like, yeah, I would have a glass of wine with my family at dinner type thing. Oh, that's awesome. Hi, Francesca. Yeah, it's super not morning for you. It's, we're coming up on 2 o'clock here. Oh, my sister texted me. Hi, Jenny. Oh, she went to a grocery store that had the barriers up. She said it was kind of jarring. Yes, I will touch my own face. I ran out of like toiletries recently, and I was at the dollar store for something else, and I really wasn't feeling good. It was before all this happened. So I got dollar store like lotion and conditioner, and holy hell, why did I do that? Like, I'm sure there's some toiletries where you're like, the $1 version is the same shit as the $12 version, but that is not the case with lotion. Or I haven't run out of shampoo yet, so not the same for that. I'm sure it's not going to be good. I'm like afraid to dye my hair until I get new shampoo and conditioner, because I usually use like a color safe Garnier Fructis. Nothing real high end, but it's still, it doesn't have the sulfates and stuff. But yeah, I'm afraid to dye my hair because it's stripping out the color so much faster than it's ever happened before. And I guess that's what they tell you to do, especially if you have blue in your hair. Like, if you look up a WikiHow article on how to get blue dye out of your hair, because it's like, for me at least, it's the color that sticks around the most. They tell you just get like the cheapest possible shampoo and conditioner you can find. So I don't know what I was thinking. And the lotion I've been using is such shit. I really like there's like a, not beige, but like a off orange color, like yellowy orange color. It's a Shea Moisture lotion, and it has shea butter and something else in it. Oh, it smells so good. But it's like, it's probably like $10 for not a lot of a bottle. So if I'm moisturizing this whole meat sack, I go through it really fast, and I just was, tightening the belt, and I thought it was fine because I was like, it's lotion. Lotion is lotion. It's just not going to smell the same. Sorely mistaken. I feel like I probably shouldn't be putting some of this on my body, but like, I'll live. It's not hurting, but yeah, certainly not helping in the ways that previous things have. Oh, block my sister. I was like, block who? Oh. Hell yeah, Francesca. I have, in case anybody missed it, I have very boozy tea. I put too much in here. But hey, it's fucking Saturday. We're into the afternoon now, and we're in quarantine. Basically, it's like if your vacation came with crippling anxiety, so you couldn't actually enjoy it, basically that. And you had all the time in the world to do those projects you want to do. Actually, I am, my part-time job at the uniform store is still open. So I'll be going in Monday. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if I can file for some of the unemployment benefits they're giving for self-employed people, because the events, like the markets I was supposed to be doing, especially the Harry Potter one, that's going to be like my big money maker this spring. So I think they're letting people file for unemployment for things like that and get some kind of compensation for missing it. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm stressed out about thinking of the paperwork, but I have all of my receipts and all my tax shit from last year, where I did the same events. So I think, like, I have numbers I can give them for what I earned. So it's worth a shot, I guess. We'll see what happens. I still have my income tax check coming, and I was going to use it to pay down my credit card, but it'll be enough to cover April's bills for the most part. Covers my part of the mortgage and part of my car payment. And then, who knows, maybe by May we'll all be getting these mysterious $1,200 checks, which I know some people are shitting on, but that's a fuckload of money to me. So that's like 2 months of bills. Little bit less, but like that'll just about cover 2 more months. Of the 3 bills that I have, I think it covers 2 of them. So yeah, I'm not as panicked about money right now. But I'm also getting less hours. Like, shit's tight, y'all. But it is for everybody. I hope nobody's taking this as me being like, oh, woe is me, money is hard. Just, I overshare about these things, and just letting you know how that is affecting me, I guess. I don't know. Just venting, not looking for pity points, I guess, is what I want to say. I hope that's not how it's coming across. Oh, hi, Garth. Wait, Garth is dog, right? Or is Garth person? I feel like Garth is dog. I feel like Garth is very cute, fluffy dog. Yeah, that's a solid point. If you can't touch your face when you're quarantined, how do you blow your nose? Mini greenhouse is a great idea. Yeah, it does feel like a perpetual Saturday night, just one where you aren't actually able to do the things you want to get done. So then you just start drinking and say, fuck it, and hang out with your friends. So, hi, friends. Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh. Ooh, I do have lemon liqueur upstairs. It's like a very, very cheap, are you sensing a theme here? A very cheap, like, limoncello situation, but has such a sharp taste to it, which I don't mind tart things. It's not particularly good on its own, but I don't know what to mix it with. So if you have suggestions on things most people have in their house that would be good with limoncello, let me know. I saw the, what do you call it? The address, the notice that Trudeau put out, and it seems like he's taking care of people better than they are here. I'm surprised where... Oh, Gus is the dog. Sorry, Garth. I'm sure you're also adorable. Yeah, it's just to, like, I'm sure there are lots of people that can relate to money struggles at the current moment. Also, I did apply to Home Depot. I don't know how that's gonna go. We'll see. That seems less daunting than working at a grocery store, because I was about this close to applying at one of the grocery stores. But it seems like it's like the very least expensive grocery store in the area. It's an Aldi. I haven't actually gone in, but I've heard Like, you have to pay to use a cart, and they just kind of stack stuff up. Like, they just put a box of stuff out rather than, like, having workers stock the shelves, which I don't give a shit how the food is presented. I just want to go in and get my food. So, like, that's fine. I have zero problem with that. But I've heard that those less expensive grocery stores where maybe lower income people go are being less well maintained sanitation wise. And that freaks me out. So I'm not super jazzed about working in a grocery store, but I'll do what I gotta do. Home Depot just sounds less daunting. Vanilla ice cream milkshake. I don't have any ice cream here. I do have ice cream sandwiches, but I don't think that's gonna do the job. That sounds amazing. I love lemon everything. You must be able to bake with it, right? Like, you can cook with limoncello. That's gotta be a thing. Maybe there's like a lemon something I can make. I also wish these chats you could share photos. Oh, that's right. If I have notifications on the Discord, I'm like, hell yeah, Discord's happening. But I kind of forget that it's there. I hope it's open to everyone on the Patreon. I think I had to set it up for specific tiers, but I don't know how to open it up to, like, people that are donating to it but don't necessarily have, like, a specific tier. It's like, you know, a random amount. Really? I just remembered. I have it in my calendar, so I wouldn't forget. I have such a bad track of weeks right now. Weekdays, I mean, also weeks. It was very hard for me to remember what the date was going to be today. But some friends of mine, my beloved Cape kids that I can't go visit and I'm real sad about, they want to do Jackbox games tonight. So I have a friend date with them later tonight, and I'm really excited. Oh, that's good to know. I should bake stuff. It sounds like everyone has decided to start baking, though, so, like, all the standard baking supplies are out. I get Bert canned pumpkin because he has a bad butt, and it helps with that. I can explain more specifically, but it's, like, I haven't even explained it to my partner yet because he's like, I don't want to know. Just let me know if it's working or not. But yeah, I mix canned pumpkin into his food. And then, he loves it. It's like a treat for him. He gets so excited with his dinner. But yeah, it was all out at the store. So I had to go to 3 different grocery stores on Monday after I was done working. Yeah, some people are like, yeah, it's dog stuff. I'm sure it's like this with kids as well. I feel like the lighting got bad again. Oh well. Yeah, I'm sure it's like with kid stuff, where if you don't have kids or don't take care of the gritty details of having kids, you, like, don't want to hear people get into the inner workings of children. So I'll spare you the dog details. And if you know what pumpkin's for, you probably know. Yeah. It's like a little pumpkin vending machine. I could take shots before bed. Why not, right? So I don't hate it on its own, I don't think. I feel like I need to revisit it. I feel like other limoncellos I've had are like, oh, this is smooth and delicious with that little bit of, like, tart in it. But it just wasn't very good quality limoncello. I bought it for my Harry Potter cocktail video. I don't even remember what I made with it. Oh, a lemon drop. Something? Lemon something? Obviously, if I had limoncello, it must have been a lemon drop. Lemon sherbet? What the fuck is the password? Lemon sherbet. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. You and I discuss dog stuff all the time. Yeah, like, dogs are gross to begin with, but old dogs. Oh! Yeah, probably that. Maybe that. I hate going back and watching my own videos, so we'll see. I should look it up because I have any of the weird, oh god, that means I still have sour apple pucker upstairs. Why? I wonder, oh god, it's settled at the bottom. I wonder if sour apple pucker would be good in cinnamon apple tea. No, because that's the cinnamon mixed with like the green apple taste. No, I mean, here's the thing, right? I spend so long editing them that like I've seen them so many times through by the time they've gone up. If I need to like remember a specific sewing technique or like how did I do that last time and it's been a couple years since I've looked through, then I will go back and like skip to that part. And yeah, I think that's it. I did go through some old videos after we lost Frank just to see like what videos he was in. So yeah, that's the most like rewatching I've done. Was just looking for dog footage. Yeah, I've been debating going out to get beer. But like being honest about money things, I don't have much of a budget for like non-essential things. So normally if I'm buying beer, I go to one of like the local breweries, but there's a 15 pack of this beer called All Day IPA. It's not super high percent, but it's like $15 for a 15 pack. So it's literally like $1 a beer, where even though I would rather my money go to one of the smaller breweries, sometimes it's like, oh, sorry, I got a text message from Lego boyfriend. Okay, cool. Yeah, I would rather support one of the smaller breweries, but a 15 pack is going to last me probably till the end of this quarantine because I only drink like one or two on days I feel like it, which isn't most days lately. I've had one beer this whole week. This is the second like boozy beverage I've had since last Saturday, right? I think I had 2 glasses of wine over the course of the day. Yeah. But yeah, if I get a beer from them, I like it more. It's a higher percentage. I'm not going to slam through a bunch, but it's like $4 to $6 per can. And like, I feel bad being that person where if I'm going to spend $15 on beer, I'd rather $15 go to someone else, but that I also have 15 beers that I can sit on for a month and a half. I got a 15 pack in December and I still have 2 cans of it left. Yeah. So what I'm saying is kudos to you for buying some local rum. That sounds delicious. There is a local distillery near me that has been, they still have stuff for sale, but they've switched operations to making hand sanitizer, which is incredible. They're giving like hundreds of gallons to donate, even though it's not super cheap. Like there's a lot of raw materials you need for it. But they're just donating it to hospitals and emergency workers and stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. And also, that's the thing too, right? Is like, you know, it's not going to last, but you're still letting yourself have it because you know you're going to get your enjoyment out of it. Yeah. Well, and also if I reach out to the brewery and I'm like, wish I could buy your beer right now, they're I mean, it's also the one I kind of work for, so they're just going to give me some, and I don't, like, they need every sale they can get right now, so I don't want to, like, talk about it to anybody in the beer area around me, because I don't want them to just give me beer when like they need to sell everything that they can. And that's okay. I like their beer a lot more, but I just won't indulge in it because it's out of the budget, and that's okay. That's like my favorite beer bar. I think I went once last year. They're also the ones that own the distillery that's making the hand sanitizer. They're just such good people. And yeah, I used to hang out at their beer bar all the time, but just being on a stricter budget, I don't see them as often. But also, like, if I said, hey, I don't come because I can't afford it, like, they're just going to try to hand me stuff, and that's not why I'm there. So I just don't go. But we catch up in other ways. Like, I'll text with them once in a while, and we'll just meet up somewhere else that's not just based around spending money on things. Or if I'm working an event, they'll come and hang out. Yeah, I think it's really, really rad. There's a handful of distilleries in New Hampshire, but there's also some, you know, New England is made up of a bunch of small states. So even the ones in Maine are making hand sanitizer, that like some of that may come this way. So it's awesome. I very much appreciate that they're using their resources for that. They're also trying to open a brewery in the distillery, which that's such a time suck. So the fact they're doing all of this, they're just not sleeping, I assume. But that's how they like to live their lives, is just doing too many projects. Don't we all know that feeling? I think they were saying it's actually better for them because they feel useful, and it's like keeping their stress and anxiety quelled, being able to like actually do something. Much like I will be making these masks at some point. I actually feel like sewing today. Not at this current moment, but I can feel that it's going to get done. And I haven't felt like this in a good chunk of time. Also, I'm so sorry if any, like, I was planning to hang out and like chat back and forth with people commenting on the video yesterday, but I didn't get any notifications. So I went to look this morning just to make sure like the thumbnail actually uploaded and make sure it like went up. And there weren't any errors with it. And then I saw like a ton of people had commented, and I was like, well, fuck, I would have chatted with everyone had I seen them. I'll still reply to them. But yeah, I haven't been getting notifications lately, and I'm pissed. So yeah, sometimes I'll wait and like answer comments in bulk. Especially if I need to like kind of mull over what someone's asking me. If it's about an idea they want some help on, or just want clarification on something, I want to do like a little sketch and a diagram to explain it better, something like that. Sometimes I want to give it time, and then if I just like dedicate an hour or two to answering comments, then sometimes I only do it like once or twice a week. But yeah, I didn't see any from last night, and I was so sad. Just because, like, I'm never like, oh, not enough people are commenting on my stuff. But the fact that people were commenting, and I had even said, like, let's hang out in the comments. I was up last night dicking around on my phone when, like, I couldn't fall asleep. So I absolutely wish I had seen that there were comments to reply to. Yeah, same with Twitch. Like, I get an email. I have alerts set up for, like, 4 different people that live stream. Because they don't live stream very often, it's, like, certain times of the year they will do more. Like, my friend Joe that does the Extra Life 24-hour gaming charity in, like, Halloween weekend. He will do, like, live streams leading up to it and then afterwards to keep the fundraising going. And, yeah, so I have notifications on for that, for when he starts them. I think I was getting those this past fall. I was also part of some of them. But yeah, whenever Grant live streams, I don't get the notification until I check my email the next day. It's like, hey, Grant Scoville is live on Twitch right now. And it's from like 10 hours ago. I I've been considering doing crafting live streams, like just having a stream going while I'm working in here during the day. But I don't know how actually interesting that'll be, because if I'm hammering stuff out sewing, I'm not going to be chatting as much. It's going to be loud, so even if I have stuff playing in the background, you're not going to be able to hear it. I don't know if it's helpful just sorry, I'm getting a lot of messages. Okay. Why everything's coming up? Oh my god, my phone. Ugh. Sorry, that was probably a lot of faces happening. Yeah, so I don't know how helpful it would be if I posted like crafting streams. Also, I feel like the lighting's getting worse. What's happening? Oh well, I'm just gonna be a ghost. You're welcome. I do find it helpful having something like that on where someone's just like doing their thing, even if they're not engaging with the chat the whole time, because it feels like I'm in a co-working space almost. So if that is helpful, like, I don't care whether or not I'm streaming. So yeah, let me know if that's anything that seems helpful. Yeah, that's me. I am Ghost. Oh, I should drink some water. I'm not very far into this tea. Like, that's how far into the mug I've gotten. And, damn, y'all. I wonder if you can see if my cheeks are a little pink. No, because I'm washed out, because I am Ghost. Ghosts don't blush. When I am, like, the least bit into a drink, I get, like, pink cheek. I'm sure you've seen it 100 times in my videos and live streams. I've been told my Irish is showing when that happens. I also blush very easily. Like, I can feel myself get hot. I don't feel that way right now. But yeah, like, if I'm having an emotional reaction to something, I can either angry or sad or like, I saw my face flush when I was I cut out the actual crying bit in the video I posted yesterday, because I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. But also I thought me swearing my way out of it was funny, which is why I kept that part in. But yeah, like, if it's an emotional reaction, and that's why I'm blushing, I feel so hot, but I don't notice the pink happening if it's because I'm drinking. So then I'll, like, go to the bathroom and see myself in the mirror, and it's just like big, not even red, but like hot pink chunks on my face. Yeah, I think it's cute when other people get it. I don't know if it's endearing when I have it, but it's a sure sign that I have had alcohol. Sometimes if I'm, like, I have very bad balance, so, like, yesterday I didn't have anything to drink, but I was talking to someone, and, like, I stood up and then teetered on one foot and almost fell over, and I think they thought I had been drinking, because that's, like, a typical drunk thing to do. And then I mess up my speech a lot because I talk too fast. My brain can't keep up. And I mumble, so, like, it's not, I don't slur words, but it's a little unintelligible sometimes, I think. And then it's like, oh, have you had, is there something in your system? Like, no, I'm just kind of a meathead sometimes. Hey guys, for a hot second there, I forgot the world was falling apart. Oh, what a nice reprieve that was. It does kind of come crushing back in, though. This is why I enjoy doing the live streams and why I like watching other people's live streams. It's like you get just a moment's reprieve. Oh, yeah, for sure. Although if there's anybody Like, if I'm in trouble for something, I'm a crier. I cry so hard. I got sent to the principal's office. I was requested at the principal's office, but they came over the intercom and it sounded like, I just assumed that meant I was in trouble. No, I got like a fucking award for being a good student. And they were asking me if I was okay, like getting presented it in public, like at a ceremony type thing. And yeah, it was, I was an emotional wreck, and I was just like almost immediately apologizing when I walked into her office, though I couldn't think of anything, but that made me more anxious. It's like I couldn't think of what I was in trouble for, so I was like, oh, it's really bad. No, they were literally like, you've been doing exceptional work here. Good job. So that may be part of why I have such a clean driving record, is because the second I get pulled over, I am like, I own up to it though. I don't try to bullshit the cops if they're like, do you know why you were pulled over? Like, yeah, I wasn't paying attention to how fast I was going. You know, whatever, it's usually speeding, I would imagine. Yeah, it's just wasn't keeping an eye on the speedometer or something like that. And I've gotten one moving violation. Was it a moving violation? Yeah. I got a ticket when I was 18. No, I wasn't even 18 yet. 16? I think I wasn't even 17 yet. Meaning, yes, I was 16. So had like just gotten my license. It was in that first 6 months to a year. And I pulled in front of my friend's house, and a bicycle cop gave me a ticket, which I could have contested easily, I think, because as I said, I usually own up to this shit, because I have no game face, and I'm very bad at lying, so why would I? But I genuinely thought it was kind of a bullshit thing, and so did the two people that witnessed what happened. They were like, oh, you should probably fight that in court. But I got too freaked out, so I just paid the ticket. Ooh. Yeah, does dyslexia affect speech? That would make sense, right? I've never thought about this. I feel like I know people that have dyslexia, but it's not anything like we talk about. I'm not equating this at all, but quirks like that, or atypical things like that, I guess. I feel like a lot of people have it, so I don't even want to say those things. Like, I'm left-handed, and I yell about it all the time, and it's very noticeable to people. Like, it physically represents itself. So it gets commented on, where I feel like my brain's wired a little different because of that. I know it's not the same. I'm full of brandy, so I'm sorry. But I don't think I have it, but I have wondered. I've never, oh my God, I have never thought about whether or not it affects speech, but that does make sense. Because usually reading, right? Although I guess that would also apply to writing. And when you're putting words together to speak, is probably the same part of your brain. Why is this so hard for me to wrap my head around? Look at me go, guys. Being an adult, trying to keep track of things. Oh my God, I have so many notifications. What is happening today? I've heard from a couple people more this past week than I have in a while, but like especially in the past like 10 minutes, a lot has happened. Oh, I got to figure out what to do for dinner. We're hours away from that, but I should figure that out. Yay, left-handed. It's it comes up in ways that people don't think about. Like the number of times I've had to sign for a package and the driver of whatever delivery company has like handed me the pen in my wrong hands. Sometimes just to avoid a conversation about it, because it always gets commented on. They're like, oh, you're a southpaw? Like, for fuck's sake. Okay. Sometimes I will just forge my own signature with my non-dominant hand, just to not deal with the awkward swap. And then I've dropped them before, trying to like switch hands. And like I said, it always gets commented on. Which I'm not embarrassed about being left-handed, but I just want to go back to whatever I'm doing before you barged in to my place of business and wanted my autograph. I should reheat this in the microwave because it's been sitting for about an hour. But then, much like those tea light candle wax warmers, I think it will then fumigate the entire house with brandy smell. And especially living with someone that doesn't drink, I don't think that would be the most pleasant thing to walk into. So maybe I'll just deal with it not being warm anymore. It's just kind of that room temperature. Like, it's not like an iced drink. I don't think I would like it any colder than this. But oh, I had a whole conversation. Oh God. I had a whole conversation with Sama about reheating coffee. Are any of you bothered? Excuse me, brandy burps. Oh God. Are any of you bothered by the concept of reheating your coffee? Because I nurse the same mug pretty much all day, meaning I reheat it multiple times. Or I just deal with it being cold. So yeah, let me know. Yeah, let me know if you have any strong feelings. I feel like, Francesca, you're like the coffee authority in my mind. But you're also not like snobby about it, which I appreciate. You know things. Sama, you're double beaning. Congratulations. Welcome to the life. I often have coffee while also eating beans of some sort. Yeah, and same thing. I'll reheat my tea. I do find with tea, once it hits a certain temperature, I just want to chug it, where I don't find myself wanting to chug coffee. There's a specific temperature it needs to get to. For example, if I am going to like a Dunkin' Donuts or something, as those are fucking everywhere here, we finally got our very first Starbucks in my part of the state. Can we have a ska band called Double Beaning? Oh man, then we can have so many people in it. Okay. Yeah, Double Beaning. This is great. It can be a ska punk band because it'll be a crossover genre hit. The fuck was I saying? Someone else texted me about something that distracted me again. It's good in case an emergency happens and someone can notify me. But none of these are like urgent matters that need to get tended to. I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just postponing when I get back to you. If you're watching this after. You can be like Ben from the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. That's his whole job, is just to dance while they play. He's a full-fledged member, gets paid the same as the rest of them. Oh man, I was finding myself thinking last night, I could really use just like a good punk show to get out all of these feelings I have. Is just sing my heart out, get the endorphins from hearing songs that I like, and just dance a bunch, throw myself at a stage. Double beating bog trolls. Oh shit, we're on to something, y'all. This is so good. Well, I just want to play drums maybe. But if we're going to start a ska band, we need my friend Joe to also play drums. So we'll have double. It's going to be a very percussion heavy ska band. Oh, hi, Synth. That is fascinating. Thank you for enlightening me. Uncle Nod is really cute, though. My sister and I used to intentionally mess up saying Paschetti instead of spaghetti. But then we said it, oh God, the brandy is on the edge of the cup and now my hands are sticky. It's like I'm holding a cup of liquid honey. Oh, but yeah, we would say Paschetti so much, like as a fun inside joke thing, that I legit could not get my brain to switch back to spaghetti. It took me a second just then. That's very yeah, that's very good. We need double everything in the band. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, that's good. Okay, you can play guitar. Perfect. It's all coming together. I used to play guitar, but I tried a lot of hobbies and then I always just circled back to sewing. And then I was like, how about I just get rid of all the other stuff for these other hobbies I don't find as much enjoyment in and just focus on the crafting stuff. And even within crafting, like there's a lot of shit I circle around. Um, as shown by me fucking with clay yesterday. Like, why do I own that much if I don't use it for anything? Um, uh, yeah. Yeah, I've taken guitar lessons for a chunk of time, like probably close to a year, like better part of a year, 3 different times in my life, and it just never stuck. Like I can't read sheet music anymore. I used to be able to. I used to know how to like, yeah, read the music. I knew all the notations. I knew the scales. I knew more of the music theory, but not anymore. It all went out the window. So by the third time I was taking guitar lessons, I was just like, what the fuck is a triad? And it was just harder for me to understand. And I learned the most, like I grew the most as a person with that third teacher. He was super rad. He was in one of my favorite bands. And like, I grew a lot and learned about myself. And don't regret going there for 1 minute. That was a really, really helpful time in my life. And it was nice having like a literal teacher figure, helping me figure my shit out when I was like 19. Helping me work on figuring my shit out. I still don't have my shit figured out. But yeah, when I think back to those guitar lessons, I wrote a song. I wrote it down. It's bad. I still remember it. I don't have an instrument to play it on. It gets stuck in my head sometimes. And then I feel really narcissistic being like, I'm singing along to my own song in my head. But that must happen to people that write music, is like their own shit gets stuck in their head because they spend more time with it than anybody else does. So it makes sense. I think it was catchy enough, but the world doesn't need to know it. Also, here's a little fun tale for you. This is pre-Lego boyfriend. And I'm not even going to be that embarrassed because I'm over it now and no longer have a crush on this person. And also, I was a teenager, so like, of course. But I was at my guitar lesson, and it was at the like studio space for one of my favorite bands. And they had played a show the night before, so some of the band members like crashed at the studio space. Some of them live there also. And then it was right when my guitar teacher, like it was super quiet because it was like 10 a.m. Because my guitar teacher got up a lot earlier than the rest of the band, and like I was an early riser. So I had driven into Boston, got to the loft pretty early, Everything was nice and quiet. Because they had been at a show the night before, and like it's a lot of overstimulation, so they out of habit tend to just like have kind of quiet time. So then I barge in and I'm like, let me play my guitar very terribly. But I needed to get the melody and like the tempo of the song into my teacher's head, but the only way to do that is to sing it and like maybe pick at the guitar to get the notes you're looking for. And that is when both the bass player, who I'm chill with, we've hung out for forever, and their recently acquired drummer at the time, who I had a very, very big crush on, walked into the room. And I didn't know they were there. They didn't walk into the exact, like, how do I explain this? It was a huge loft space, and there was a set of stairs that went to one of the bedrooms. It wasn't legally a residence. He went up the stairs, and there was like a space where they slept off to the side, and they were like on the little landing right there, and or coming down the stairs. And I didn't hear it because I was just like trying to get the thing out. I had my eyes closed. I wasn't looking at anything. And then I realized I like accidentally sang in front of someone I had a really big crush on, and I don't have a good singing voice. And it was, talk about blushing. My God, that was a very intense, visceral experience. So yeah, that's a thing that I was very embarrassed about for a while. I don't really care now. Kudos to me for writing a song and then singing it accidentally in front of people whose opinions I really cared about. My sister had a flute. She was a clarinet person. I think she wanted to play oboe. I don't know that she ever did. But I feel like she played flute or was looking into playing flute in like our church. It wouldn't have been, maybe folk group, not youth group. Yeah, I mean, triad is like, it's 3 notes that are like the backbone of a full chord, I think. But I don't, like I said, I don't remember. These are the things I used to know. I used to be a way bigger nerd about like actual music, and how it is formed, but it all leaked out my ears. Okay. Oh yeah, so sorry to circle back to this because I once again, telling that embarrassing story, once again forgot the world is on fire. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. Let's continue living in an alternate reality where I'm 19 and my biggest issue is that someone I had a crush on, it was never gonna happen, heard me singing something. Heard me singing something I wrote. That is the most embarrassing. Not embarrassing. Vulnerable part. That sounds amazing. Like having to learn the dance to Thriller. We were watching some show and a marching band, there was like a snippet of a marching band, and I got goosebumps. And I always get goosebumps when there are, it was of a field show. I always get goosebumps when there's like, maybe not like a parade on TV, but if I see a parade in person and the marching bands come through, I like super goosebumps. It is a very, very visceral reaction I have. And it's probably from being in percussion for so many years. But yeah, we were watching some show, and Lego Boyfriend was like, that seems like a weird song for a marching band to play. I was like, they'll play literally anything. But there are a couple like standalone songs that I think of as marching band songs because I don't hear in any other setting. And one of them is Windy by some band from the early 60s, I think. I don't remember what band it is. So I thought for sure, I think it's just because that's specifically what my sister played when she was in band, in marching band. Because she would do like the field shows at football games and stuff, and I didn't stay in band long enough to do that. I just did like a parade. But I was still in marching band for like years. But yeah, it was windy. And then I tried to look up some videos, like YouTube videos of marching bands. Like a boyfriend was just like, this all sounds terrible. There's too many horns. What is happening? But it was like all like really young band members trying their best. But it's like when you watch an elementary school band performance, and you're like, hot damn, bless these parents. You got to start somewhere. So no shade to the children. It's easier to sound like you know what you're doing when you're playing percussion, when you're just getting started. Yeah, I had a reasonable sense of rhythm at the time, at least. I never practiced, but I was still the top of the percussion players. Cause I think I just had like a decent sense of rhythm where some of them didn't, but they tried really hard. Like they practiced all the time and I did not. Maybe this will help with the lighting if I move it down. Does anyone care? I don't know. It's bothering me sometimes. Ideally, I would just have you facing the way I have you face when I'm filming videos, but I have you propped up on my sewing machine. Wait, I think I have a better place to put you. I'm going to move y'all over a little bit. Oh, God. I put you on my serger. You'll also be a little higher up this way. There. I still look like a ghost, but I don't. That's fine. You can see my, like, shipping cart. Everything's a mess. Do I need to just leave this alone? Is this like when people play with their hair the whole time? And no one cares? Yeah, we'll just leave it on. No, I hate this. We're going back. Okay. I'm gonna stop futzing with it. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, the association. I wanted to say the Birds, but I knew that wasn't right. I listened to a lot of, I mean, I guess there's a lot more that is considered oldies at the time, like now. But back in the 90s, all the stuff my mom would have listened to. Sorry if I gave you like motion sickness moving around a bunch then. I don't know why I keep getting fixated on it. But yeah, the association. But yeah, I used to listen to a lot of like the real hippie shit that my mom was into when she was growing up. My parents were born in the 50s. That's weird to think about. I've never phrased it like that. Like, I know the years they were born, and I've said that many times, but thinking, like, they were born in the 50s, which means they were, like, aware of the world in the 60s. Here's a fun fact. My dad hated the Beatles because, and when I found this out, I was like, how does anyone hate the Beatles? I know there are different eras of the Beatles that people like more than others. A lot of people shit on early days, but I really like bandstand Beatles. And you can fight me on that. I don't know. I don't care enough to fight someone about it, but people are very strongly opinionated of it. Where the trippy stuff, just some really trippy music just like makes me uncomfortable. I think probably because of the people that introduced me to it were usually fucked up on something. I was like, oh no, this is indicative of like people not being in their right minds. That's some internal baggage that I have to deal with. It's not the Beatles' fault that I don't like Octopus's Garden. So I don't think it's a bad piece of music. I just don't enjoy listening to it. It weirds me out. And that's okay. But he didn't like the Beatles, and I was just like, you have to explain why. I do not understand. This does not compute. He's like, you try growing up in the 60s when he would have been, what, 12 in 1964? So he was 12. He's the fourth child out of he was the fourth child out of 9. And most of his siblings are girls. So There's a lot of Beatlemania at its height happening in like teenager to like young girl age range. Yeah, it makes sense. Much like my mom doesn't really like Elvis because her mom was a huge fangirl. Like my Nana had Elvis paraphernalia all over her house. When she passed, one of her entire rooms in her trailer was just Elvis shit. There was so much of it. But she also, I think she had my mom fairly young. So she was still early 20s, like teens, early 20s when she had my mom. So when Elvis was happening. So understandably, if your mom is fangirling really hard over a certain musician, that's also like the biggest name at the time. And then my dad with the Beatles, like, of course, if it's overplayed and beaten to death, you're gonna not like it. Okay, sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. I didn't realize things were happening. TSOP. TSOP. What would that be? I don't know. I feel like this is something I should know. How dare you, Sama? No, that's fine. You're allowed to not be a fan of the Beatles. I will not judge you less. I will not judge you for it. I'll judge you less. Oh, my partner also hates the Beatles, so he also hates Elvis and his, like, I don't know his specific reasoning for not liking the Beatles, other than maybe it's just not in his musical taste. That's okay. But he doesn't like Elvis. Because I know Elvis did a lot for, and not to give, like, the white dude a ton of credit, but he did a lot for, like, civil rights and everything. So I don't want to take that away from him. But, yeah, Lego Boyfriend's argument is that he took it from the black man, which, also, you can just say you don't like his music, but yes, it's okay that people don't like the same thing. The Song of Philadelphia. Interesting. I don't know what that is. I don't think. There are lots of musical pieces I played and that my sister played. My brother was also in band. So my sister was in woodwinds and my brother was in the brass section because he did trombone. And I still think that's like the coolest thing. Guys, we have a trombone player. Can we fit a clarinet into our band? There's got to be a ska band with a clarinet, right? And if not, we're fucking innovators. Congratulations. Yeah, that's fair. It's very easy for things to get, like, oversold. I'm trying to think of, like, a really big band that I don't like. I used to really hate Journey. I've softened on them because, specifically, Don't Stop Believin'. My senior year, I graduated in fucking 2007. There's no reason this should have been the song. But my junior and senior year, that got played all the time at every event, every assembly. It was such a, like, thing for the class before me. And then my class was, like, a bunch of fanboys over the class ahead of us. So we also played it in, like, honor of them for some reason. And it was, like, their senior song and everything. Every talent show performance had something to do with it. I just couldn't. And it was already overplayed on, like, regular radio. Yeah. So then I hated it for a long time because I resented, like, anything to do with the people it was about. So, yeah, it wasn't until I finally watched The Sopranos and the way they use that song in the very, very last scene of the very, very last episode. It really was, like, a turning point for me with that song. So now I don't mind it. It's fine. People get stoked about it. I know every single word, so I can only fight it so much. I still don't love Journey anyways, but like, they're a band of the people, so people, you know, I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum if they want to put it on. I, 99% of the time, don't give a shit what's on the radio. Like, if I'm at work and someone wants to put on a certain genre on Pandora or something, like, I don't care. Other people are very picky. Like, at my old job, people would, like, fight over who got to play what on the radio. And, of course, when I picked my stuff, everyone was like, no, it's too much ska happening. What are these? There's too much drums. Because I put on, like, a punk band with some heavy kick drum. And it was too much for my boss. So then they always reverted back to the fucking Carpenter station. I do not like the Carpenters anymore, and it is my old manager's fault directly. I can't do it. But pretty much everything else, other than specifically like that and a couple other songs, like Michael McDonald, also can't because of that station. So, oh, a text from Cheryl. Hello. Yeah, it was just a lot. So I don't like that. Or I like Some Steely Dan. Is that where Michael McDonald's from? Yeah, I like Some Steely Dan, but not. I can't do most of it. The thing that makes me laugh super hard is like, it's kind of a fun concept, but the way Steve Perry takes himself way too seriously, and I think that was my issue with it, although I respect him as a creator now more. But the Separate Ways music video, it's like a fun concept, and everybody else is like having fun with it because it should have been like a fun, silly video, but I can't handle him in it. I think that was where I decided I didn't like Journey. Again, I've softened on them. I don't really care anymore. Ooh, Nickelback's Photograph. That takes me back to a very specific point in time. I think it's been long. I did hear it on the radio the other day. And I don't know as many words as I thought I did. Because, yeah, that was big when I was in high school. I want to say the person it's reminding me of, we were driving around. I think I was a sophomore in high school. So, like, did it come out like 2005, maybe? It Takes Two is a great song. I mean, Sama, that manager I used to have, she ruined so many things for me. So, the Carpenters, like, that is my least concern. Wait, I feel like I missed. Oh, yeah, I missed some things. Oh, your brother plays bass. Yeah, I mean, ska punk. Reggae is like an older version of ska, basically. So, it's the same, like, upbeats. So, yeah, that works. I feel like every ska show I've ever gone to, it's been reggae and punk bands, like, on either end. So that absolutely fits. Oh, man. I'm not even halfway through the tea, but it is so much brandy. I should just put more water in it or something. Oh, God. What am I doing to myself? Also, guys, what should I have for dinner tonight? There's a bunch of stuff in my freezer. I didn't hoard things, but I got a couple more meals ahead than I normally would have. I just want mac and cheese always, or calzones. I don't know stuff to make that, though. Yeah. I did enjoy the Carpenters when I was younger. They made me think of my mom, but then this fucking woman that I used to work for, work under, work with, just absolutely butchered them for me, among many other things. So like I said, that is like the smallest casualty of those 10 years. I was in that scenario. John Denver's another one I don't love, of my own accord. I don't know. I've always disliked him. There's a movie called Free Fire. It's a Studio A24 movie, like the people that did Lady Bird, which I finally watched. Oh my god, Lady Bird is so good. So good. I'm glad I didn't see it when I was 18, 19, or I think I would have been more of a shithead. But also probably would have had more balls to go up to boys I liked, which also would have been bad because they were not good people. It's for the best I was too afraid to speak to anybody. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Lady Bird. But the usage of the John Denver music in Free Fire, I think is well placed. I still don't love his music though. It was hard not to have that fucking song playing through my head when I got lost in West Virginia on my road trip a couple summers ago. That wasn't great, especially because I was lost in West Virginia and there were so many Confederate flags. I got very stressed out and uncomfortable. And I was only in it for like less than an hour, but my god, was that an emotional roller coaster. Chicken and dumplings sounds great. Yeah, we have... I guess, like, I would have to show you the contents of my fridge and freezer to get actual feedback on what to make, but... we'll see. Maybe I'll talk Kevin into getting us takeout. What I really want is some Thai food. I want some motherfucking pad see ew or a drunken noodle bowl. Or we can get Chinese food and get some crab rangoons. That also sounds great. Oh, I made stir fry last night, so he probably doesn't want to have noodles again tonight. I made it with like Thai stir fry noodles. I don't know if they were soba noodles or not, but it came out so good. So good. Yeah, I really like crab rangoon. I would eat that all day, every day. Oh, that's right. Lady Bird was, yeah, it was kind of a love letter to Sacramento by the feel of it. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yakisoba is real good. I got rice noodles last time, like the glass rice noodles, and it was too tacky. I complained about this the other day, but it was like too sticky. Where if it's actual rice granules, that's fine, but I don't want sticky nudes. And now I have that John Denver song stuck in my head. You guys. Oh no. I'm trying to think if there's like a top 40 band right now that I'd be like, shut that shit off on the radio. I don't know. I don't know that I know enough current stuff. A lot of the like solo singer young dudes right now, I could not be less interested in what they have to sing about. And every song sounds the same, and I just don't care. There's the one that looks like the Cheshire Cat. He's very toothy. He's got a lot of teeth. Humans have the same number of teeth, generally speaking. Ooh, Barry Manilow, that's a good one. Ah, Barry Manilow is such a good one. Yeah. He recently came out, right? And I feel like everyone's reaction was like, uh-huh. But kudos to him. Like, if that's something you kept away from the public for your whole life and you finally felt it was time to say something, absolutely. More power to him. I respect the man. I get, maybe this is judgy of me, but I guess I just assumed. Yeah, I feel like a younger me would have shut him off the radio, but I don't mind, like, Mandy. I'll listen to him, Mandy. It also makes me think of uh oh my god, what is that movie? Can't Hardly Wait? No. No, it's the one where Jenna Elfman's dressed as an angel. It's gotta be Can't Hardly Wait. As Preston something something. The guy with the really big eyes. Emmett something? Oh boy. Ooh, he's wrote. That doesn't surprise me that he's written a lot of jingles. Dude knows how to make a hook. What jingles? I could just be Googling this, but that sounds like work. I have like a netbook right here. I could open up and go through. The internet's fast enough now. I can probably... Oh, you know what? I think I have a movie paused in the other room. And this, I don't know if this has been buffering, but it's been going fine on my end. So it must be doing something right. Where normally if we had like a YouTube video or a movie paused, that ruined it for everything else. I couldn't even load like Instagram before, so I'm trying to think of any other Barry Manilow song. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, we are I feel like this is going to be a slippery slope to all of us having like the same earworm for the rest of the weekend. I can't imagine this is him because it's very monotone, but the one I used to yell across the room at my old coworker, I should just text him this. But the 1877 cars for kids. I assume that's like a nationwide thing and not just a regional one. It's the worst jingle. But it so gets stuck in your head. And yeah, I used to like scream it across the room at him just because he'd be like, oh, it's stuck in my head again. And it'd just be on a loop. And then if he was talking about any other song, I would start singing that. And he'd be like, fuck you. This is fascinating. Well done, Barry Manilow. I hope he got paid a lot for those. I feel like that guy is not hurting for money. There's a new version? No, I haven't, and I'm scared now. Uh-oh. I don't think... I'm genuinely nervous to, like, hear whatever this is. Mm-mm. Do not want. Especially if you're already saying it's bad. Yikes. There were some decent jingles when I was a kid that aren't around anymore, and there was one oh no, that's got to be worse. That was a pretty neutrally sounding kid. The only part that wasn't exceptionally bad about that jingle was like the kid seemed like a pretty like it wasn't too sharp sounding or nasally or like the kid's voice was the best part of that jingle. Oh no, Synth, I'm so scared. Oh well, you're in the area, so you may remember it, but when I first got my xylophone, because again, used to play percussion, xylophone, I'm sorry. The chromatic bells were part of percussion, which is also why I used to know music theory, because it's usually just like the rhythm, like the beats for percussion, but you actually have like the musical notation, like the scales and shit when you're doing stuff that has scales. But I remember when I first got the xylophone, I figured out how to play the New England telephone jingle and was very proud of myself. So when I think about jingles, I specifically think of that and how I was like fucking pumped about figuring it out. Yeah. What are the actual words though? I think it's like, I'm not going to sing the tune, but it's like, you're the one for me, New England telephone. I think, yeah, that sounds right. I swiped it. Sorry, Sama. You seemed excited about something. Like I said, I'll check it all after. I don't know how long this is going to go for. I do need to sew those things. But I figure, what time is it? It's 3 o'clock now. We're potentially doing something around 4 my time, right? Sama? Possibly, maybe? We'll catch up in a little bit and figure it out. Yeah, that's fair. Yes. I just racked my brain to be like, there's something I want to tell you and Grant later too, but I don't want to forget. But if it's something I'm saving for our chat later, I'm probably specifically not throwing it into the live stream. But nothing's coming to mind because I'm the world's biggest space case. You're welcome. Thank you for being friends with me. Oh. Hey y'all, maybe I should paint my nails. Should I paint my nails? Maybe, I don't know if that's gonna be like gross noises and also just gross to see, but I have some stuff to like push my cuticles back. Look at how long these are. I've been taking these gummy vitamins, and because I try to take gummy vitamins anyway, but they specifically have like vitamin B12 in it, or the biotin, whatever that is. Wow, my pinkies look crooked. Weird. Anyway, they're longer, and normally they break before they get to this point. So I'm waiting. I do shred my thumbnails faster, so those are shorter, because I get like, if I try to open stuff, I get like a split in the middle. But they feel stronger than they have before. Yeah, is it upsetting seeing these naked hands? Well, I have... So this is a tool from my dental lab days. It's called a discoid cleoid. I think those are the right sides. I don't have like an actual manicure kit, but I use this to like push stuff back. But I don't know if like the scraping of dead skin coming off of my hands would skeeve people out. So maybe I'll do that later. Aw, puppies. Yeah, Bert went out just before I started this. I may take him out one more time. Well, I guess I will end the stream and then take him out whenever I do. Because it's pretty sunny out. It was overcast when I took him out before this started. But yeah, it's like kind of getting into springtime weather, like warming up a little bit. And he really likes throwing himself on the ground and getting sun tummies. So I would like to make sure he gets some of those before the day is over. Also, hi, yes, I'm the world's slowest drinker. Would you like a tea level update? Is this the riveting content you come here for? There's still so much in this mug. I think I'm just past the halfway point. This is what it's like when I have a beer out at a brewery, though. I'm a cheap date. I mean, alcohol hits me quicker now because I don't drink like I used to. But yeah, I sit with the same beer for like an hour and a half. I probably drink faster if I'm around someone else drinking, because then, say they're like finishing their first beer and I'm still halfway through mine, it almost, like, I'm more aware of it, and then I'll like take a couple more sips of mine. Not that I like race people, but you know, if I'm just sitting and chatting with people and I'm not watching where other people's drinks are at, that makes it sound like I monitor how much volume other people have consumed. But you know, if someone has a clear pint glass, you're like aware of how far into their beer they are. You know, if you're looking at getting another round, you're not going to offer someone another beer when they still have 3/4 of their glass left. Does that make more sense? What I'm saying is, I'm a very slow drinker. That's all. Is this the riveting content you all come here for? Ooh, okay. I am going to do something while I'm sitting here because I remembered an idea I had. Ooh, I apparently started to draw something on this lino block and forgot about it. What a surprise. Is anyone surprised? No, nobody's surprised. Also, hi, hey, actually, I'm going to run to the bathroom really quick. I will be right back. I feel like I should point you at the dog or something. But yes, I'll be back in like 60 seconds. Grab yourselves a drink if you want one, or a cookie, maybe some kind of snack. Yes, I'll be right back. Hi, Bert. It's just me. Okay, I'm back. I found some candy. Bert just looked very suspiciously at me and then tucked himself back in. Yes, please talk amongst yourselves. I figured like cinnamon candy. Yeah, oh god. Hot tamales and Mike and Ike's are the fucking ultimate candy for me. I love them so much. But then, yeah, any kind of like fruity, gummy situation. Oh man, like that gummy candy you sent Cheryl with the San Diego bag. Not San Diego bag. The San Francisco bag? Jesus, it's right here. San Francisco, right? Yeah. I have other stuff in it here now, but because I ate the candy right away. Do I have any of the beans left? I think I ate them all. Shit, I can't remember. We were talking about Sacramento earlier, so it made my brain break a little. Too many S towns in California. Oh, Jesus, what was I saying? Oh, the gummy candy, the creature candy thing. It was very good. I enjoyed that a lot. Jesus, I should not be drinking in the public. Oh yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know why my brain came up with San Diego though. I probably would have gotten those, like Denver and Detroit, confused more if Denver is one of the few places I've actually traveled to. Where beforehand, yeah, I don't know. I didn't know enough about either to I don't know. There's a band I really like called Flogging Molly. They're from Ireland, but they live in Detroit now. And they're really big proponents of rebuilding Detroit, because it has not been a particularly great, it hasn't, what am I trying to say? It's had a tough go of things. So yeah, they use their platform to try to rebuild it, which is cool. Oh no, I dropped something that I didn't want to drop. What is this? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just slowly losing my mind. Right. I am going to trace out something onto a lino block, something I've designed with my Cricut, and I know I would not get as accurately by hand. I'm just going to trace out the not yet shrunk Bureau of Balance pattern I designed on the computer. I'm going to make a lino block out of it. Sorry, there's going to be really light crinkling plastic. Oh wait, is this cut out already? Oh, fuck yeah. Let's do that one. Alright, look at us go. Making stuff and doing things. Ugh. Maybe I don't need to add more sugar into my system right now. Also, Detroit is Michigan, right? I should know this. Yeah, I've never been. That's kind of, yeah, that's part of the Midwest, Michigan. I've been to Chicago, but that's about it as far as Midwest cities. I need a pen or a pencil, I guess. Either or. Got a fine liner ought to do it. I feel like there's a lot of places I still get mixed up. Oh, that Sharpie smell. That new Sharpie smell is a lot. I forget how strong it is. I use Sharpies all the time too. And I'm feeling a little congested. I think it's just allergies because it's that time of year. But yeah, that Sharpie smell just punches right through the nasal passages. Man, I haven't used my lino blocks in a really long time. It's real fun. Isn't this fun for you guys? Here, if you want to see what I'm doing, kind of. One day I will get like an overhead camera set up, but today is not that day. I don't even know how you go about it. Like my tripod can't, or else I'd just be filming the feet. It can't like point that low. So yeah, I'm not really sure how to tackle that. I'm sure they make custom rigs. But I also don't have like a ton of desk space for that, so I can't have like a permanent setup. I guess I could mount something to my ceiling. That would be crazy though. Yeah, I don't know. I just tend to not focus on the cinematography aspect of doing videos. Because I also, you know, my editing is limited to sometimes text overlays, but mostly just jump cuts. And that's all I want to put time into. So, yeah, I don't think my content warrants being really fancy. Oh yeah, I guess if there's like an arm pointing down. Yeah, that makes sense. There must be attachments for that for a regular tripod, right? I don't know. Hi, Carrie! Because this is what... This is what the top of mine looks like. And then... So I open this and it sits in. But it came with its own mount. So like I have this screwed into my camera all the time. But say I wanted to have a different camera on there. This screw hole seems to be universal. What a sentence. What a sound bite. Oh cool, there's crumbs on here somehow. How the fuck did that happen? I see this size screw hole in the bottom of a lot of things, so I'm sure there's adapters. But this is what this mount looks like. So this bottom part clips into the top here. So then yeah, I can just screw other stuff on here. There must be attachments that I can add to this. I've honestly never thought about it. I just figured you needed like a whole different tripod entirely. Oh, I was about to say, can you see me waving? But I am indeed on video, so yes, to answer my own question. Hey, Carrie, you're going to be shocked by this, but I've been drinking. PVC. Oh. Yeah. So I spiked my tea. It's thank God it's a decaffeinated tea. It's an herbal cinnamon apple tea, but I put way too much orange brandy liqueur. Way too much. All right, here's a good way to show you the amount of liquid currently in this mug. Before I filled it with the hot kettle, this is about what level the tea mug was at with the rest of the brandy bottle. Please don't judge me. But it was about that much. No wonder my cheeks are pink. It's very tasty. I keep getting pockets. I had a spoon. Here we go. I have a spoon to stir it. But there's so much in the bottom, and because it's such a sugary, like, there's usually a lot of sugar in the liqueurs. So it was like crystallizing on the spoon earlier. Also, I've been sitting with the same drink for almost 2 hours now. I don't have the tolerance I once did. Yeah, why I decide to live stream me being like this, I don't know. I guess I don't get like that wild and crazy when I'm drinking. I just get sleepy. Sleepy and more dumb than I already am. But yeah, I traced out, you can't see that. You can't see that at all. There we go. I traced out one of my Bureau of Balance charms. I'm not selling these in my shop anymore because I felt weird selling them. Because it's, like I drew it out myself. It's just lines, so it's not like it was complicated. But, you know, the McElroy brothers, the Adventure Zone gang, it's still like a small, I want people to give them money. I don't feel guilty about selling, say, like, the Pokemon Go pendants in my Etsy shop. I'm probably not going to restock them because I didn't design them myself. I didn't design it. I still drew it out. But again, they're not like the most complicated shapes in the world. But they're still not my, like, intellectual property. So stuff like that, I'm not going to restock. But anyway, I want people to give the McElroys money. I don't give a shit if the people that own Disney or whatever don't make more money. So ooh, that is a good question. Well, I wouldn't give a shit in the same way, because after the crap J.K. Rowling has been pulling, I also don't care if her or Warner Brothers gets any more money. No, I didn't come up with the Deathly Hallows. But it's also just a couple basic shapes. I don't know. I don't know why No, they don't make earrings. No. Oh, I disappeared for a second. Yeah, because I have a very, like, damn the man, save the empire attitude, but, like, the McElroys aren't some, like, giant enterprise. Yeah, I was real bummed about the downfall of that woman. I hope she learns. I hope she, like, realizes and educates herself and is like, oh, shit, I fucked up. I haven't checked recently, but I don't think that's happened. Where I hope that is where that eventually leads. Like, she's better than that. And here's the kicker, right? Is it's her stories that made so many people intolerant of her recent behavior. So, yeah. I don't know if Jenny's here. She texted me earlier. I should probably text her to let her know I'm live streaming. Oh, hold on. Wait. Oh, God, this fucking phone. Let me send her a message. If I can, without closing out the entire live stream. I don't know how to do it without closing out of this. So sorry. Yeah, what a fake fan. No, she had some errands to run earlier. She actually, here's the thing that happened is I accidentally posted my actual address in an Instagram post where I, like, had a bunch of parcels I was sending out, and I was so excited and was like, hey, thanks everyone for your support, and ordering a bunch of stuff for my Etsy shop. But I forgot one of the packages was going to a relative, and I just put, like, my home address on it. And I didn't realize I posted that in the picture. She is. She will not give herself credit for it, but she's very good, like, two-dimensional artist. Yeah, I basically doxed myself. Thankfully, I took it down before anyone noticed. And, like, I don't have a huge following on my business Instagram, so anyone that saw it or liked it before I caught it either wouldn't have noticed and wasn't looking for it, or, like, was cool about it. So, but yeah, it freaked me out. And I was like, oh, shit. And had I addressed it even on there, someone probably would have, like, found a way to find it again. It's probably, I don't know. I mean, I have a P.O. box so that people don't have my address, and also, like, I feel more official having a P.O. box. But yeah, it's still like, I don't know, I feel like it's probably not that hard to find people's addresses, and that freaks me out sometimes. Especially because, like, I try to keep my partner shit so private because he's a private person. So it's not even, like, I would like someone to not come and murder me in my sleep. But also, like, for his privacy's sake, I'm a much more public person than he is. And it's not like he's part of this. So, yeah, I freak out about that sometimes. Or I get freaked out about that sometimes. But also, like, that sounds like a lot of work trying to stalk someone, so I'm not about that life. This is gonna sound more daunting, maybe, but, like, I know where the lead singer of my favorite band lives, but we've also, like, hung out, so I guess it's a different scenario across the board. But, like, he lives pretty close to me, and I don't, like, try to like run into him out in public, because that's weird, and that also sounds like a lot of fucking work, and I'd rather be sleeping. Rather be sleeping or do anything else, or reach out to him and, like, if he wanted to hang out, we could figure something out on his terms. So hopefully, if there's someone that's like, I do know where you live, they're also like, and I'll just, if the time comes when we're in the same space, they can decide if we hang out or not. I would appreciate if that was other people's approach. But yeah, it's a scary world out there, and you never know what people are gonna do. Ooh, do I have enough room on this scrap piece to do this? I don't think so. Although, yes, I do. Excellent. Anyway, so that's our stalking 101 conversation. Ooh, so this shirt, I've had this shirt for a very long time. And my old boss, every time I wore any stripes, I'm sure this one didn't help, but any stripes, he would be like, "Where's Waldo?" And then he had this crazy laugh that people didn't think was real because it was such a weird laugh, but, like, more power to him. That's how he laughs, and he liked to laugh a lot, so I'm not going to poke fun at him for it. But it was a lot to take in when you're not fully awake. It's 6:30 in the morning and someone is making fun of your shirt with the same joke that he's made fun of your shirt with like 20 times. Also, as shown by my secondhand September posts, I have a lot of striped clothing, and it was pretty much every time I wore any of them. So it got old very fast. But I honestly haven't heard it in a couple of years now. So it's like nostalgic to look back on that now. That's fair. There's one person that's made me a little nervous over the years, and he thinks I live in New York City. So I'm not gonna correct him on that information. And I don't think he would do anything. He's just he's a lot, and I'm not always in the mood to, like, get into the conversations with him. So yeah, I'm not actually afraid of the person, but it's the only person I have, like, a red flag up for right now. Yeah, like I said, thinks I live in New York City. He can absolutely think I live in New York City. I'm there a lot, so sure. I do actually, like, very much appreciate that, Carrie. Yeah. There was someone else. They stopped because I talked to them about it. And again, I've said this every time I've brought it up in a live stream. There's one person that I had, like, a stern talking to about getting too close, and another person that like I calmly addressed everything with, and we hashed it out, and we're like on super good terms now, and everything's chill. So if you're the person that thinks I'm talking about them, it's not you. It's the person that would have no self-awareness about it being them. So like, you're good, we're chill, everything's fine, other person. But the person that used to like be pretty intense about things, and I got like upset with them, and I don't talk to them anymore. So again, not the person that thinks it's them. It's not you, I promise. I don't know how else to like clarify this, because I don't want the person that it's not to get in their own head about it. I promise it's not you. We've talked very recently, and it's definitely not you. But yeah, there was someone that was like making me uncomfortable, and I talked to them about it. And they just stopped messaging me, and it's been great. And the other person that I had a chill talk with, we recently like rehashed things, and like we're still as chill as we always were. And everything's fine, and I appreciate their friendship. I feel like we're at like a good friend level now. Where yeah, like I said, I don't speak to the other person because they went overboard and then didn't chill out about it. Where it's good to set boundaries. I overshare a lot, so I think I invite that, which is my own doing. So I don't want to fault the other people, but like, if someone wasn't receptive and like super responsive to me also throwing a lot at them, I would stop, if that makes sense. No, Sama, we've talked many times about how it's like almost weird how we found each other, as well as Grant. And we all like each other the same amount, where it's hard to know, especially online, because like you don't have the in-person interactions. You can't read each other's body language as well. You have to just kind of figure it out with context clues and stuff. And it's hard. It's a hard thing to navigate. So I very much appreciate that me, Sam, and Grant are all like on the same friend page. We want to be in each other's lives as much as the other person wants to be in our lives. Which is rad. And yeah, I think that's probably hard to come by. Because there are some people that I'm a really big fan of, and we're like on decent enough terms that like I could text him and be like, "Sup, dude? How you doing?" But I don't, because we haven't had that conversation before. We've had enough conversations where like they felt it prudent to give me their number for like working together reasons, but I haven't abused that on like a personal friend level, because like I said, we haven't had that conversation. They haven't called us friends, and I am a bigger fan of them than I assume they are of me. So yeah, I feel like I need to let them, the ball is in their court as far as that stuff goes. See, I feel the same about a bunch of you. Like, there's so many of you I want to come hang out with very badly. If I ever did a tour, yeah, I feel very, very lucky that whatever I've been putting up has been drawing in just like the coolest fucking people on the planet. Yeah, I feel very, very lucky to have that, because I'm just being me. This is what it's like sitting in a room talking to me in person, although I try to like ask more. It's less of a monologue situation. I do talk a lot, obviously, but I try to have more of a back and forth with whoever it is. But yeah, this is what a conversation with me is like. I don't, like, obviously I edit the videos down to it, so I'm only showing certain things. But I don't know, I've been told I found my video voice. Like, I found my online presence voice But it's just me, which isn't always a good thing, as described by situations I was previously talking about, because it's like a little too personal sometimes. But yeah, I am this way. So for good or bad, this is what y'all got. You're welcome. I mean, at least I assume. Like, Sam is probably the only, Sam and Grant are probably the only people that have had the experience of, like, learning who I am as an online person, and then seeing how I am in real life. So, like, I feel like online Sama is the same as internet's. Wait, I'm saying the same thing. Jesus Christ. Cheers. What I meant to say was, I feel like online Sama is the same as IRL Sama. Why is this wet? All right, cool. Well, yeah, I don't know if that's how she felt about meeting me in person. And same thing with Grant. Like, yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad it comes off as endearing. I know I can be a lot sometimes. So, I appreciate hearing that. I explained I'm doing a lino block, right? It's been a day. I haven't done one of these in a while. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, kudos to people that have, like, a separate online persona and are able to separate it a lot more. More power to them. I don't. Also, maybe drinking and playing with a bunch of very sharp blades is a bad idea. This will be fine. Once it's in the handle, it'll be fine. I'm using the mat. I'm using, like, the cutting thing. Proper tools. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, I think you and I, Sam, are, like, we're too bad at lying to be anybody else. That sounds harsher against people that have, like, an online persona. Like I said, kudos to them. There's a way to, like, compartmentalize that way. I just don't have that. But that means that the people that do find me tend to be people I would want to be seeking out in real life. And I love that. Okay. Oh my god, that tiny cutting mat, Cheryl. It's the best. Yeah, exactly, Cheryl. Like, I think if I tried to have a character that was my online person, it'd be the most obnoxious shit in the planet. On the planet? Somewhere. It'd be the most obnoxious person somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. Also, I can't do accents to save my life, so I don't know what a different personality would sound like. Also, a couple people recently have been like, your voice, or I hate my voice. So it was, I thought I was getting trolled with those comments. Especially because there's so much variation depending on my mood, as with many people. And I wheeze laugh all the time. So half the sentences I'm saying, I'm, like, breathing through the words. great example, like a Ren Fair persona. Oh God, maybe that's why I didn't like the Ren Fair I went to as much as I thought I would, because everyone except the aerial artists that had like the I don't know what to call them, but like the fabric hanging from like really high up, and they were doing a bunch of like, I don't know, ribbon work. That's not the right word. I don't know what that's called, but it was really cool. They were the only ones that didn't seem to have like a fake thing happening. But everyone else, it was rough. So the one we have nearby, I think there are pop-up ones that happen for like one weekend, but there's one that happens all like late summer into the fall called King Richard's Fair. It's in Carver, Mass. It's actually, is that close to the Cape? I don't know. I've driven a Carver and I've driven the Cape before, but I don't know where they are in relation to each other. But it's like 2+ hours from me. And it was neat. There was a lot of cool shit happening. But, oh, okay, cool. Is it near like New Bedford, maybe? That seems like the right distance. But again, I don't know. Okay, yeah, so like the aerial people. Yeah, that was my favorite part of the whole thing. I don't know. I liked going into the tents where, of course, they had like the costume shops where it was like people would make you custom things, and like the leather workers, and seeing the people that made the stuff that people bought there, that was my favorite part. But they were just like normal ass people making, like, that's what they did. That was their trade. But then going out and seeing like the actors, I get it. It's the whole theme of the place, but it was not for me. Yeah, I that's a very, very good analogy. I mean, this is a pretty obvious one YouTube wise, but like I can't do Miranda Sings. I can't what's her actual name? Colleen. I don't mind her. She's just like talking about stuff. I've seen some of her like vlogs over the years, but any Miranda shit, I can't. And I know it's like a really over the top whatever, but like, can't do it. Ooh, patrons. That's good. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me. I have a really tough time with that. And I know it's like a craft. She's obviously good at it for people that enjoy it. But it's just not for me. And that's okay. Oh, you mean like Colleen is? Yeah, I guess I don't know enough about her to... But that doesn't surprise me, basically. She's probably a Gryffindor. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me. Yeah, like... This is gonna sound really horrible, but there's a friend I had in high school who always like was on. He always like put on this persona, I guess. He is like a real tough guy. And he was dating one of my friends. And him and I would hang out a bunch. And it's completely platonic. I severely did not have a crush on this person because I couldn't stand this like persona he put on. He was trying to be like real tough guy scene kid. And when it was just me and him hanging out, he just like open up and be super vulnerable and like have these almost like breakdowns And that was when I liked him the most, was when he was just being him. But of course, that was almost always when he is like cracking, because he tried to have this persona up all the time. So it's when he wasn't doing well that I was like, oh, thank God. Like, here's, I don't want to say his name, but like, here's Pete. Like, that's the Pete that I know, is when he was like falling apart. So I do feel bad that like my fondest memories with Pete are when he was like, another bad thing had happened to him. But that's when he was like being his true self. And he's more of that now. I think I'm not as close with him as I was back then. But like if we were at a regular school day and we were like sitting at a lunch table with other people, I couldn't fucking stand him. And he thought I was very dual-sided because of that, where I just wouldn't engage as much. Like I wasn't going to be like, fuck you, I hate you when you're like this, and leave. Like I still wanted to be there. But yeah, I had a very, very tough time when he was trying to impress other people. Like it sucked, because I'm sure I've had times where I've tried to impress other people, and like it's never a good look, man. It sucks. So yeah, I feel a little weird being like, my fondest memories are when his girlfriend broke up with him, and not for, again, so intensely not for crush reasons. But like that was the most introspective he was. Oh yeah, so like yeah, Colleen she's very talented singing wise. Oh yeah, Rachel. I think I watched some of her videos and liked her a long time ago. Oh. Oh, yeah, I think that was part of my deal too, is like I knew the actual, I keep almost saying his actual name. I knew the actual like Pete was like a good solid dude and like super, I don't know, we leveled on a lot of the same things, and that's why we got along when he was in those moments of hurt. And he like prioritized himself instead of like, yeah, I don't know. I guess he didn't feel like he had to have it on around me, which I appreciated because I liked normal ass Pete. Not that he was always having a meltdown, but that that's when we had like the best moments of our friendship. But yeah, I feel like I sound like a psychopath. I'm like, I love Pete, but only when he was sad. But yeah, I felt like I saw through the bullshit and was like, you don't mean any of that. Like, you don't care about what band someone's listening to. You have a fucking Taking Back Sunday CD in your car right now. I know I was shitting on bands that I didn't really like earlier, but I think one of the most insane things is thinking less of someone for liking certain music, or like, I don't know that people have a ton of choice in that sometimes too. But not liking something just because it's cool to not like it, hard pass on that. And again, I'm sure I've had times in my past where I've been like, I don't like that band because my brother doesn't like that band, and I listen to what he says. Do you like my do you like my character voice? You guys, I found it finally after all this time. Oh boy. Also, this will not surprise any of you. I'm doing a very bad job cutting this this lino block. That's okay. It's on a scrap. It's very satisfying to do, even if I'm not doing it very evenly. I'll just make another one. It's small enough. I think maybe this is why I don't mind showing the like not so pretty parts of everything. Like I feel like I've shared a lot that a couple people here and there have critiqued me for, and they're like, I can't believe you publicly said these things about like your dad dying, or your business isn't as successful as you were hoping, but like it's genuine and it's stuff that I think about a lot. And granted, I don't share every aspect of my life. Like I said, one of the biggest facets of my life is my partner, but he's very private, so I keep all that shit like that's not for me to share if he doesn't want to. So like that's fine. Sorry, I need more candy. I'm opening up. I need more sugar. But I don't know. Transparency has never been an issue for me. I always joke that it's oversharing, but like when people are opening up about the real dark shit, or not even dark shit, or heavy shit, but like the real shit, I feel a lot closer to them. So when I talk about that stuff, like the video I posted yesterday, I was just honestly talking about how I was feeling about things and how I couldn't get a project together, and how mushing clay was fun, even though I didn't actually make anything out of it, or I didn't have a finished result, like a tangible thing at the end. I still wanted to share it because, oh, hi, Grant. Yeah, I still wanted to share it because it's how I was feeling. And I figured a lot of you were going through similar things. So it seemed reasonable. And all I could do was to talk about it. So, yeah, I'm glad. Once I read the comments, finally, once I like saw all the notifications, yeah, I wasn't excited that a lot of people were in the same boat, but it was like, okay, I'm glad I expressed these feelings because it's not just me. And yeah, I feel like I'm able to be closer with people because of that. I don't know. Again, I've been drinking, so I'm just getting real sentimental, y'all. Also, hi, Grant. How are you? I don't know who Josh is. I assume related to Colleen and Renee. What the fuck is their sister's name? We just talked about her. And I don't know who Erin is. Ooh, lightly hungover. Just a little peppering of dehydration. That's good. I'm on my way to having a hangover tomorrow, perhaps. This is very sugary, and I'm also eating a bunch of sugar. Oh, I feel like I can picture her saying the name Josh. Wait, didn't she have a... Didn't she have a baby? Right? Rachel, not Renee. Okay. Oh. Grant, we should probably G-chat soon. Hell yeah. Look at you, Samma. You're all in the know. Yeah, I'm sorry for repeating myself now, but I'm having cinnamon apple tea with a side of hot tamales. With a hot tamale chaser. But I also put a fuckload of brandy in here. I'm sorry. One more time. Orange brandy liqueur. Liqueur? How the fuck did that guy say it? I forget now. I've thought about it too much in the past 2 hours. 2.5. Damn, y'all. I talk a lot. And look at me. I'm like four cuts into this block. I mean, I feel like I should probably go like get some more food together. I had a breakfast burrito for lunch, but that is not holding up against my giant mug of brandy. Oh no, I'm cutting too deep. No! All right. Crisis averted. Everything's fine. Although before I head out, I'm going to wrap up in a couple minutes, but what is everybody else up to today? Are you like taking a chill day for yourself? Are you working on a certain project? Are you stuck working? I'm still working part-time at the uniform store. But other than that, pretty much quarantined at home. Self-quarantined, I guess. I haven't been told to do it other than like the statewide quarantining. Damn, Cheryl, I'm so jealous of your quilting. Also, let me know what you end up doing with those scraps you put together, because I saw someone else was like, also heating pad. I hope that doesn't pressure you to make a heating pad if you don't see that in the project. But I'm curious what you make. Yeah. One day I'm going to make my t-shirt quilt. It's going to happen. And then I'll probably immediately be like, oh, I should have used this color palette and pull out shirts to make a different one. Oh my God. Can I show you the shirt? Amanda P sent me this fucking amazing shirt. And I'm going to use my Tilly and the Buttons book to alter it into a raglan sleeve, I think. We'll see. I'm definitely going to alter it in some capacity. Hold on. I missed. Yeah, but like quilts seem so daunting. We've had this conversation a million times. We're like, I think throwing certain garments together take no effort. But the thought of doing a quilt, I'm like, I could never. Oh, let me take the size off of this. We don't need that. Y'all, look at this shirt. It's so cute. It's little ferrets and they're doing small business. It's the best. Oh God, it's so fucking cute. And their little neckties. Oh, I can't handle it. I love it so hard. I don't know who designed it. But holy shit, I can't handle it. But she got me an extra large, which is like the ideal, the more fabric, the better, in my opinion. So I gotta figure out what way to Frankenstein this. I want to do some test runs with shirts that I like less, to try out those Tilly and the Buttons patterns, but something's gonna happen with it. Oh, that's a good way to look at it. It must be pretty repetitive, right? It's the time that scares me about the t-shirt quilt. I feel like it's much more involved than it is, probably, because like I have the batting. I can baste it all, so like I've been told I don't have to interface all the shirts. A lot of them are like a thicker, they're not like real thin jersey knit. They're like a really thick t-shirt. So, and it's mostly the graphics, which are the stretchy parts anyway. So I think it'll be okay. Yeah. Yes. So one of the Tilly and the Buttons stretch book patterns is making a raglan sleeve shirt. But something Fawn has suggested, like obviously in the book it's a shirt from scratch, but Fawn has suggested like if you have old t-shirts, especially if they're bigger, like use those and just add raglan sleeves. So that is the plan with that pattern, but I haven't cut that out yet. I cut out the first 2 patterns. I did those the other day. So I think I'm just gonna like slowly work through it and copy the patterns over to tissue paper. Yes, I will. That's the plan. I think once I do one, I'm gonna want a lot of them. And there's like 3 sleeve lengths that are part of the pattern. And I'm excited. I'm like really pumped about it. But yeah. Well, the quilt sounds good. As I keep saying, plan to make masks. I'm hoping to mail them to my mom's work for Monday, or like mail them out on Monday. So I think once I start getting going and like assembly line style do them, I only need to make 10. And then I can start making some for the hospitals and stuff. But I don't know if these ones meet the requirements. So I got to do more research for what the local places want. But I know a lot of the healthcare workers are like literally anything. They're literally cutting up like plastic folder organizers and putting holes in them and tying a string around just to have something. So no, it's not ideal, but it's not hurting, as I said in yesterday's video. So I will probably make some to donate. But yeah, I'll look up to see what requirements they have for local places. But yeah, so projects I have coming up, I'm making a gift for someone with this. So I don't know that that's going to be a video necessarily, but we'll see. I want to do those raglan shirts. I want to make a gathered skirt. I'm also making a bag for a friend that I want to start on early next week, but we'll see. I don't want to like add too much shit to my list. Yes, I have this sneaking suspicion that you really like raglan style sleeves. All right, I have one more story to leave you on. So I was at a bar, really shitty, gross dive bar with a friend of mine. I had long hair up in a ponytail. Oh, see, vacuum bags, that makes sense because it at least filters out. A lot of them have like the HEPA filters and stuff. But yeah. So I was at a bar with my friend and I had like long hair, just pulled back, regular ass ponytail. Probably no makeup, just looked like whatever I look like. I didn't have the side cut or, half my head shaved or anything like that. Not that it matters. And I was with a friend of mine. I had like probably chin length curly hair. Probably in a striped long sleeve shirt and a skirt with tights under it because that's always what she wears. And I was wearing jeans and a baseball tee. So like really, really comfortable, but also very form-fitting jersey knit, black raglan sleeves, white shirt. For some reason, my outfit in particular, this guy explained later, indicated to him that we were raging lesbians. And the way he introduced himself, he said his name, like her and I were just sitting at the bar because they had $5 pitchers and like we were 21, I would imagine. And just trying to get drunk for the cheapest amount of money. So we were splitting a pitcher, just sitting at the bar, talking about whatever we talk about. And this guy comes over very nicely, in a thick Southern accent. Not sick Southern accent. And he was like, "Hi, I'm Cliff," or whatever his name was. And we were like, "Where are you from?" He was like, "Texas." Of course. He's talking to us about something else. And I think he asked us our names or something. And then he's like, "Let me guess, you two are lovers?" We just both lost our shit laughing and then asked why he would ask that. And he's like, "Well, it's like the hair and the shirt here," gesturing towards me, something about my friend having short hair. Again, chin length, curly hair. I don't know. Also, what does a lesbian look like? It was just the weirdest but also most harmless way to have this conversation. It makes me laugh every time I look back on it. And like, I don't think he was trying to be a creep at all. I wasn't getting creep vibes, where I feel like I'm pretty quick to get creep vibes from someone. But yeah, it makes me laugh. So when I think about baseball tees, for better or worse, I think of that story. Yeah, again, he was harmless, super nice. It hasn't like tainted them for me. I have no feelings about the shirt either way. Can you hear? Can you hear the bird? Oh no. I think he stopped. Did I wake you up? He was making little squeaks. He was dreaming. That was really cute. Oh my god, this little guy. Hey. You okay? You having dreams? You beating people up? Yeah. Oh, that was so cute. What was I talking about? Right, baseball shirts. Anyway, I sweated through that shirt, so that's why I don't wear it anymore. Because again, it was white base of the shirt, and the white met the black fabric at my armpit. So like the black fabric looked fine, but it's just like this gross yellow gray ring over here, because I'm a sweaty bitch. So I'm keeping that in mind when I make these raglan sleeves. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be great. I think I'm gonna go make some more food because I need more food. Oh, don't mind me stretching. Sorry if you don't like back cracking noises. Oh, okay. Or me grunting at the camera. That's also probably not great. Yeah, I'm gonna reply to all these messages I've been getting. I'm so sorry if you have sent me messages and I have been putting off replying to you. You can get armpit Botox? Excuse me. I didn't know that was a thing. Interesting. I'm better now. I was just nervous all the time back then, so I like anxious sweat, but I just like hot sweat now. So yeah, I ruined more shirts back in the day. But like, I've had this for a long time and it's still fine. It's mostly red here, but I haven't ruined it. So that's something. Now that I have shown everyone my armpits, you're welcome. Oh, hyperhidrosis. Good to know. Sweaty armpits, anxiety sweating, Botox pits. That's the one. You nailed it. Man, we're gonna have like a full-fledged show by the end of this year, I think. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out. This has been really fun. I like that I just don't actually ever do anything when I'm in a live stream other than hang out. But that is the point for me, is I get some really fun hangouts and I get my mind off things. Most of this time I forgot about the, you know, I can feel my breathing change when I think about it. You know, that little thing that's happening everywhere? Everything's great. Everything's fine. I'm gonna finish my boozy drink and maybe make another one, except I'm out of brandy. I'll find something else alcoholic to put in my body. But I hope you all have a great rest of the weekend. Make something if you feel like it, but don't put pressure on yourself if you don't feel like it. Yeah, and we'll hang soon. I'll figure out some video to do Friday. Maybe we'll just do Saturday live streams while this shit's going on. Damn, that's great. I don't think I have any nurses in my family anymore. But that's probably also for the best because I don't have to like panic worry about anybody other than like people that are immunosuppressed and things. But yeah. Well, this has been rad. I appreciate everyone hanging out. And yeah, we'll talk soon. All right. Have a great, today's Saturday. Have a great rest of your Saturday and the rest of the weekend. Okay, yes, goodbye.